On this episode, we return to Mickey's Not-So-Scary Halloween Party, try new menu items at Bar Riva, eat a Yeti Sundae, and attend Give Kids the World's Epcot After Hours Party. Today is October 11th, 2022, and this is episode 503 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
Make sure you check us out on the web at MNSSHP.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MainSTMagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And if you are planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, it can be downright overwhelming and frustrating to book that dining at 60 days out. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, and they'll alert you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. You can head over to msmfriends.com to use this free service. And then if you're getting ready to plan that next Disney or Universal vacation, looking to go on a cruise, or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. And still, for a limited time, we do have our Be Nice to Cast members shirts. They are available with our logo on the back at mainstmagic.com/store. These are very limited. They will sell out, so go get yours today. All right, so we're back with another trip review. We just came off of our two-part series on the Disney Wish.
Yes.
And as soon as we got back on Monday from the Wish, we headed back to Disney that Friday, right?
We did.
So what
under the circumstances of Hurricane Ian was passed, and Jeremy did contact a meteorologist down in Orlando that worked for Channel 9 to make sure that it was safe in order to go, because we still did have the Epcot After Hours night that we could get our money back, but they were still having it go on.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to do that, we wanted to go ahead and work if it was safe. And it was.
Yes, it was. And rewind a little bit. The whole reason we were going down this weekend in the first place was for DizCon.
Yes. And they did
postpone
that.
So we're looking in February or March of 2023 for that. If you go back to episode 487 and you hear our opening night Mickey's Not So Scary review, you will hear that we got a little rained out. It was suggested that we talk to guest services. We decided to, and they said, well, we'll go ahead and give you, comp tickets for your party. When do you want to go? And I was like, well, we're already going to be there for DizCon that weekend. Let's go that Friday night.
Yes.
So that's what we selected to go back. And so that was another reason that we were heading down. We canceled our plans, obviously, to head down on Thursday as Hurricane Ian came through, and certainly hope that, everybody is still recovering or has recovered at this point. So we are going to spend this episode talking about what did occur during our trip, which unfortunately was not DizCon, but we will be back 2023, and we're super excited for that.
Yes.
So as we are recording on Sunday, there is a Halloween party Monday night, and then there is one on Tuesday night as well when this episode comes out. At that moment when this episode comes out, there's still 13 parties left.
All right.
So if you have tickets, enjoy, and hopefully this will help a little bit. And if you do not have tickets, they have been sold out. There are sometimes opportunities that you can go day of and inquire about tickets. Actually, because of Hurricane Ian and there being a lot of cancellations, they did open up ticket sales for the day that we went, which was Friday, September 30th.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, correct.
So it was the day before Epcot's 40th. So let's just kind of dive into the Halloween party and our experience. I will say this. We went back in August, and if you're going to go in August or you're going to go in September, I know that it tends to be end of September, early October that hurricanes tend to threaten Florida more.
Yes, they do.
But I think that's still few and far between your everyday rain that you're going to get in August and a majority of September.
Yes.
So obviously, if your vacation is running during those times and you want to do the Halloween party, you don't have much choice but to go during those times.
Right.
However, if you can select, I would highly select planning your vacation in October and looking to do the Halloween party then, because not only are you going to have a lot better chances of not getting rained out or, having the rain influence your party that night by things being canceled the way we did in August. Your weather has so much more potential to be absolutely beautiful at night.
Yes.
So talk about the weather this evening, talk about the arrival process. We decided not to do any sort of costumes for this. We were going to be back with Karen and Ashley and their daughter because they were part of that first trip.
Yes.
When we got the tickets comped, so they plan to come back down. So lead us into arriving at this Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which I'll say now is the best Halloween party I think we've been to as far as what we accomplished.
Okay. Well, first of all, we actually wore all of our Boo to You shirts, and we all looked so cute. And we got there it was closer to the party time, correct?
Yeah, because the party's going to start at 7. We got there a little bit closer to around 6. So not exactly the 4 o'clock entry that you are allowed. But I feel like with the weather being so nice, we knew there was no chance of rain. We're like, we can kind of mosey on over there. And again, you're getting your group together and you're waiting on buses and all that type of stuff. So we did get over there and got entered.
We did. And I was specifically looking I knew it was going to be cooler, and I didn't see anything that I wanted from the party prior, which I already got prior anyway. So I was looking for a specific Haunted Mansion cardigan that was very long and very beautiful. Well, unfortunately, they did not have it.
And we had hunted for it all. We had done Disney Springs on the way down. I did get a Haunted Mansion long sleeve, kind of like a light thermal shirt, but like t-shirt thickness.
Yes.
And we knew it was going to be cool that evening, and we're like, we don't really have anything long sleeve Halloween, so let's find some.
Yes.
And you finally got your Haunted Mansion Crocs.
I did. It was 30% off pass holders, so this was amazing. So we went into the Emporium actually first. And, some little Disney magic happened with Arizona with a cast member. And she actually asked her to sign the autograph book. And it was actually for Minnie Mouse, I believe.
Yes.
So it was just super cool, super awesome, that cast member and that interaction. And then from there, we went ahead and just headed on into the party.
Well, what was nice is when we arrived, they're trying to get you to go to your right, to go through that back entrance through the party where you're going to get your trick or treat bag. You've already been checked in up front and got your wristband. And the cast members are pretty much blocking off to head over to the Emporium and Main Street at that point. And we just said, hey, we've got our wristbands. Can we just go shop and then we'll come back this way the way we're supposed to? And they're like, yeah, that's no problem.
Yep.
So that was good. And then we got our treat bags.
Got our treat bag, and unfortunately this time they were giving out a full-size Snickers almond
Which you
brownie.
do not like.
But it's just
like
too
them.
much
I think they're
chocolate.
good.
I wish it would have been a peanut butter Snickers bar.
No, everybody would wish it'd be that more. So, our goal this time was to really, we missed out on a lot of things last time. We missed the Villain Spectacular show. We had a slightly less parade experience with no Headless Horseman. Fireworks started very late and still went off, but we got wet the whole time. So our goal really was to let's experience these 3, I'll just call them shows. Let's ride some rides that we can.
Right.
And let's trick or treat. Let's get some candy this time. So we noticed that Space Mountain was posted about 30 minutes or so, I believe, at that point. And this is still prior to the party starting. So Karen and Arizona and myself wanted to ride it. You and Ashley were going to sit out.
Yes.
So we went ahead and got in line, and we're like, if it's listed around 30, 40, it's going to be less. Let's check it out. This would be the longest we'd wait all night. And we waited 20 minutes, which is still
good.
Nothing.
Yep.
So by the time we get off of Space Mountain, the party hasn't officially started yet, but it's getting ready to.
Yep.
Because we want to do the tea party, which has the overlay on.
Yes.
And so that is what we went and did next. And I think it was right around 7 by the time we went to do it.
And then Karen and I sat out
for that
this one.
Yes. So.
Oh, when we got our Donald's. No, we went into Cosmic Rays. I started to say
that's
sorry.
what we did. We killed some time and went into Cosmic Rays to get the Donald's
because we
Sipper
thought it was
prior.
there. And actually, actually
Right.
told, unfortunately, from a cast member that it was there. It was not.
Yeah.
But then we actually headed over right to Sleepy Hollow and got it. Not
That's
a
right.
problem. Perfect. Super excited. And he is the cutest daggum sipper
It's
that I've ever seen.
It might be my favorite sipper / popcorn bucket that we have.
Oh my gosh.
It is adorable.
He's adorable. And he's tiny.
Yeah, he's really,
I
really
thought
small.
he was going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
But he is just a tiny little guy.
I absolutely love them.
I do too.
And these are, we were very lucky. They had them aplenty by the time we were there.
Yes.
They are selling out. I know
Aw.
there's trying to get more in. I don't think it's a sold out done thing.
Okay.
I think they're coming back, but make this a priority. Definitely look at Sleepy Hollow. Seems to be a good spot to get it.
Mhm.
Cosmic Rays did not have them. So we did head over though, and we saw that there was a really short time for Barnstormer. We've got a 7-year-old with us. So
Yeah.
we're like, this is perfect for her.
Which
So-
is hysterical because she really was like, that
That's
was a
it?
baby
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah.
I love her. She loved Space Mountain. So literally Barnstormer was just kind
Yeah,
of
should
like,
have been flipped
she
maybe a
was-
little
it was
bit,
fun.
like a little bit of a
but it was
letdown.
fun. We had a good time. And then from there, we actually headed over to Ariel and did Under the Sea.
Which
and
was
that
basically a walk-on.
walk-on. Super fun.
Um,
And at this point now, really, the party had completely
yeah, it has started at this point.
started because actually Ariel's grotto, I believe, was being turned into a sweet treat.
Yes, it was.
So then from there, because of course we want to ride Haunted Mansion and because the party started, and when we were walking into Under the Sea, it was awesome. Again, cast members making sure we had bands, because at this point, Magic Kingdom had closed to everybody else that wasn't part of the party at 6, which I thought it was 7. I was like, oh, the party started. And actually, no, it was not yet. I think it was like maybe 6:10-ish. It was somewhere around
So
that.
we definitely got there earlier.
We
So
did.
we got there. I think when we said we got there more 6ish, it was more 5ish. So our apologies from what we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Now we're going back through. So Haunted Mansion for us is always a must do during the party.
Oh, absolutely.
We personally kind of like to do it when the party has officially started, after 7.
Yeah.
And I think we were getting there right around that time, probably at this point.
I think by the time we finished Under the Sea, by the time we headed over there, I did go into Haunted Mansion's Memento Mori to look for, and I did ask about the cardigan. I really hope it comes back. If it doesn't, whatever, but if it does, I will totally get it. And that's when I knew I needed something long sleeve, because I had a tank and shorts on. I knew I was going to be cold for
It was
a
dipping into the low 60s, which is cold for us.
right, for a true Floridian. I knew I was going to be cool.
Are you calling me not true? Because I'm cold now. I've been here long enough. I'm cold
yeah,
now.
I started to say you
in
are
the
going
60s.
on 20 years. So I would say, yeah, you are allowed to say, well, you are allowed to say you're a Floridian when you have lived more here.
Okay, more than half.
Then, yep.
And I moved
You're coming
here.
up on it.
Yeah, I moved here. I'll have to be 50. Will
Yeah.
basically be the halfway point
Yep.
that I'd spent half my life in Maryland and half my
Yep.
life in Florida. But
But I have been here for 43 years.
you have, yes.
So I knew I wanted one. And it was super cool because they had a really cute, very thin, in my opinion, sweat hooded shirt.
Yeah.
With cute, it said a ghost will follow you home. It had pockets in the front, which I love. And the hood was super cute. There was some written things. I loved this so much. It's so comfortable. I've worn it quite a few times since.
And at this point, based on, and again, wherever your priorities lie as far as rides and attractions go, this was working out really, really well so far.
It really was.
Because you come in there on the right side of the hub through the entrance. We go right into Tomorrowland. We did the People Mover, didn't we?
Not this time.
Not this time. Okay.
We did last time because that was Karen and
But we
Ashley's
could have,
first time.
that's right. But we could have easily
When we
hopped
were-
off of Space Mountain.
Yes, because when we were walking under it, when y'all were going to Space Mountain, it was closed. And
Okay.
as we were sitting there, it reopened because Ashley and I knew the exact words pretty much
Gotcha.
to tell you.
Okay. So again, we're making our way around. If at that point you did want to get something from Cosmic Rays, you could have.
Absolutely.
I think eating something
Oh my
before the
gosh.
party
Yes.
is a good idea.
100%.
And at this point, I've never seen that little amount of people in Cosmic Rays. In fact,
I
didn't we
agree.
only have one bay out of 3 open?
I think so.
And there weren't even many lines.
And I think because they were trying to kick everybody out at this point, which was phenomenal. And then it was just kind of slowly, I guess, turning over. And then you have still everybody, whatever they were doing.
Yeah, don't book dining.
No.
I would go with quick service. I would go with Cosmic Rays. I'd look at Sleepy Hollow. I would look at Pecos
Casey's
Bills.
Corner.
Casey's Corner, we're going to talk about in a few, unfortunately. And try and do all of that before 7.
Yep.
Because you're really going to want to maximize and prioritize your time at that point.
Absolutely.
So Haunted Mansion was pretty much a walk-on.
It was, and
to
we
the
were
pre-show.
sad because it said, I believe, 20.
Yeah.
And we literally walked through the queue into the pre-show.
Yeah.
And I was sad that it didn't say 13.
I know, it normally will.
I
If
love
you're
that.
usually
I
under
know.
15 minutes, it'll
I
say
love
13
that.
minutes. So went through, and Ghost followed us home, which was great. We tried to get funny pictures again, like we did last time. Those
Super
have
fun.
been a lot of fun. Then from here, we went to look at doing a bunch of trick or treating.
Yes, we did.
We again, one of our priorities this time was let's hit the trick or treat spots. We really didn't do a lot last time, and to be honest, at this point, Rhonda and I are thinking we can probably get enough candy here to then give out at home.
Yes.
On actual Halloween, and
Yeah.
maybe we don't need to have to purchase as much because our neighborhood
Oh, it's
is
huge.
nuts for Halloween. And I mean, I'm talking new people come in the neighborhood and they'll say, how much candy should I buy? And someone will be like, however much you think, multiply that times like 5 or 6. And you probably still will run out.
Yep.
So anyways, we're thinking we'll get a bunch of extra candy for that. So we're now coming up around 8:00-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And the first Hocus
Yes.
Pocus show is 8:35. And
Yes.
we're thinking, look, let's knock that out. Let's get that done with. There's going to be a couple more during the night, but that's one thing that is accomplished and done, and we don't have to worry about 4.
Yes. And we were headed. Sorry, I'm taking over.
Oh, no, go
because
for it.
I love this part. We were headed, and Ashley was super excited, and she got us, I think, one of the best spots. Somehow, there wasn't a ton of people like right
It
up
was like the
at
Red
the
Sea
stage.
had parted where we went up to. Nobody was going to the front of the stage.
It was amazing.
But at a perfect point where we were just far enough back where you're
Yes.
not obstructed by the actual
Absolutely.
stage level because you're on that down
It was
like,
incredible.
floor.
It was incredible.
And so,
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
no, it's perfect. So we got a great spot. We're probably 20 feet back, just slightly stage left.
Yep.
And we have this perfect view of the castle.
Mhm.
It's absolutely gorgeous. They're starting to light it up. The sun is starting to set at
Yep.
this point, or just had, I guess, a little bit, maybe 30 minutes prior. And I had wanted to try another specialty item because we didn't try a ton last time.
Yes, and Ashley was going to eat this with you.
Yeah.
Karen and I
for
were not.
some reason. So I went to Casey's Corner and I ordered the Pain and Panic all beef hot dog. Now, I did not get the foot-long version. There is one available for some reason.
Oh.
This is an all-beef hot dog topped with sweet and spicy onion relish and spicy cheese-flavored snacks. So basically flaming hot Cheetos.
Right.
This is $11.99. I also got Winifred's Elixir of Youth. This is a black tea slushy with a kiwi foam and Winifred chocolate piece for $6.49.
Mm-hmm.
Got fries to go with the Pain and Panic all-beef hot dog. I do love Casey's Corner fries.
Oh, they're so good.
And I actually do love their hot dog. I know that I kind of had to go back on previous thoughts before the last time that you and I had it, which
Right.
I believe was the reopening night of the fireworks. We still had Happily Ever After, if you remember.
Correct. I do.
And we went and we got a hot dog and we got the fries and they were really good. So this, I don't know how to describe this, but Ashley and I thought the same thing. This should have either been the worst thing I've ever had or the best thing I've ever had.
Well, I think
And it was nothing.
I think you described it best when, unfortunately, you said it was a sweet and spicy onion relish. And unfortunately, they put that on the bottom, then put the hot dog
Yeah.
on, and then put the spicy Cheetos on top. And y'all's hot dog was so just
The bun.
The bun.
The bun was just
excuse me.
absolute sog at
Yeah,
that point. So it was hard to hold it together. So
not-
extremely messy.
Yeah.
Just for me, I mean, so take the bun out of it because it just was a wet bun.
Right.
Their hot dog is good. They have a delicious hot dog.
Yeah, and it looked good.
Yeah. They're always really good. They have that little snap to them. They're perfectly cooked and all. The sweet and spicy onion relish just didn't have much flavor.
Mm-hmm.
The spicy cheese flavored snacks, which I'm sure are probably a name brand, but I've had the name brand and they got a little kick, are good. This was another one where I think at this point I'd brought it back. So think of coming through the crowds, carrying a tray. The temperatures, it's still humid, but it's getting a little cooler. It's 10 minutes or so probably till we're really biting into this. So therefore, at this point, the cheese flavored snacks have also gotten a little bit more stale. They weren't very spicy. They weren't as crunchy. It was just weird. Like, we couldn't say we hated it. We split it in half. We both ate our entire half, but we didn't love it. It was just there.
We love the fries. Me and Arizona.
The fries are outstanding.
And the Winifred's Elixir of Youth, it was good.
This was very good. I like black tea.
Yeah.
This was in slushy form. I don't think I would have put my finger on this being a kiwi foam. It was very foamy.
Was very green.
Very green.
Your nose,
was still stained the next day.
Yes.
And
I didn't realize it was that because that night.
I would say use a straw and a spoon for this, or use even a spoon, as opposed to just sticking your face into it and drinking it like a regular drink, because it's going to get all over your face. I really enjoyed it. The foam was a little sweet, but I wouldn't have placed the flavor of kiwi on it. But I did actually kind of like this.
Now that you know it's kiwi, would you have placed it after knowing? Does that make sense?
No, I knew it was kiwi. I mean, I read the description.
Oh, okay.
So I knew it was kiwi. I just didn't get that flavor of kiwi, but it did have a certain sweetness to it that I enjoyed. So I thought this was good, actually.
Yeah.
I really, really did. So 8:35, Hocus Pocus, Villain Spectacular is going to come on stage, be completely uninterrupted and flawless from beginning to end for us.
It was amazing.
Which we haven't seen in 3 years.
It was
in full.
Incredible and so close. You could see everybody and like the dancers. God, it was amazing. We loved it. We loved every moment of it.
This is my favorite stage show that Disney does.
Yeah.
I think. Like I could have this year round. This is what I imagine happening year round in a villain's land.
Yeah.
Which
I will
could
say,
be on the other side of Big Thunder Mountain.
I will say a little tidbit to parents with young kids that might not want to see it. And, you know, I know every parent has a device for a child nowadays. I would definitely us patrons appreciate if your child will also have some ear things, earbuds, headphones, some cute device like Arizona. She had some you can freaking have light up like unicorn headphones, which she has.
Long story short, if you are going to be in a crowded area watching a stage show and your child doesn't want to watch it and would rather watch YouTube on their iPad or iPhone, provide them with headphones as opposed to having it playing full blast out loud.
Yeah.
It was audible to the level of the stage show.
It was, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I mean, the kid's in the stroller, like it's not, he's not up on shoulders.
Right,
he's not.
At least, yeah.
But holy moly, I couldn't believe, and they were 6 to 10 feet away from us.
Yeah.
And I can't believe the parent wasn't like annoyed that they could hear this. So anyways, just a little
thing.
tip.
No, it's a very, very good tip. So from here, the Boo to You, the first parade's going to be at 9:15.
Yeah, so we actually just moved around the hub.
Yeah. And we've always recommended that you do these 3 things in a row: the spectacular, the parade, and then the fireworks, because you can usually get a good spot in the hub, and then you can stay put for about an hour or so and pretty much catch all these.
And then be done.
Yeah. So we moved slightly, over near the backside of the hub, right in front of the statue, where we were going to have a pretty good view looking directly down Main Street, if you imagine that.
Yes.
And so at this point, we're waiting 15, 20 minutes and you can start to hear, the lights start to dim and the Headless Horseman.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting like remembering this night was just absolutely amazing. And I love when it comes down and they come over the loudspeaker and they start talking about him. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to come. And then you just hear this clop, 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 clop. And I'm like, oh, here he comes.
It's amazing.
Oh.
And so we were able to catch the parade. So it was coming around the hub in front of the castle and coming around to our left. So we were able to turn, see the parade as it came through, and then watch it kind of as it went down Main Street.
And you were so tall, you actually got to see it a lot longer than I did. Right?
I did. But
I had a good spot this year.
You did.
Or this time.
This time. Yeah.
I was right behind Arizona and it was amazing.
It was. God, I love this parade so much. It's still my favorite parade as well.
Yep.
At this point, let's pretty much just turn back around 180, look at the castle.
Buy a trash can.
Because at 10:15 is going to be the Not So Spooky Spectacular and the fireworks show. I will never get over this Jack Skellington puppet that leads off this show.
God, I love him.
It's absolutely incredible.
It is.
And I'm not going to say these are my favorite fireworks. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not going to go there, but I absolutely love them. I love this show.
It's a great show.
It's a wonderful show.
Fireworks are fantastic. The show is great. Yeah. But no, it's not my favorite.
So at this point, it's 10:45. We still have an hour and 15 minutes left of the party.
Mm-hmm.
We've ridden Space Mountain, Tea Party, Barnstormer, Under the Sea, Haunted Mansion.
We have our Donald Sipper.
We have our Donald Sipper. We've eaten a hot dog that's just there. We've had a black tea slushie. We've seen the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. We have seen Boo to You, and we have now seen the fireworks and Not So Spooky Spectacular. This is another reason that I think it's a great idea to catch these 3 in a row and catch them early. Most people will tell you to catch the last of each, which is fine unless you have younger children. Because I do think at this point, it's 10:45. If you needed to head out because your child is done.
Right.
I don't think you're going to be like, well, that wasn't worth it. This
right.
was 100% worth it if we had turned around and head out, which we didn't.
Right.
Because we decided these candy bags are not full enough. And we decided, let's go hunt down a whole lot more trick-or-treating, right?
It was fun. Mm-hmm.
And where did that lead us to?
Well, that led us all the way around to Pirates, which we did not ride because they were closed for some reason at this point. So then led us all the way around to Big Thunder Mountain. And then that was super fun at night.
I think that was listed at 15 or 20. We walked right on.
It was walked on. Then after that, Jeremy and I realized that this could be our last time riding Splash.
Yeah.
Because once it closes, then it will become Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So then Arizona wanted to ride it. Karen wanted to ride it. I'm like, we might get wet, but you know what? I don't care.
We're getting close enough. It's now after 11 at this point. So even if we did get wet, we're like,
it's fine.
We're pretty much on our way out from here.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do it. Because like you said, I'm hoping we get to ride it Christmas Day, but nothing is guaranteed.
Right.
So let's just say that.
Right. And Christmas Day, I don't know. If it's cold, man.
Okay. Well, how was this ride?
Well, I was just going to say, so Ashley didn't want to get wet, so she stayed out. And then the 4 of us went, and it was super fun. They turned off, thank God, the big water cannons. And it did seem that a lot of things were not working. Yeah. Like even going through some of it, which was super funny because obviously Karen hadn't ridden this in a very long time because she turned around a couple times, was like, was that the big drop?
Yeah.
No. But it was super fun. We all had super great time and barely came out wet enough.
It was perfect.
Like, yeah. Like my head was a little wet, but that was fine. Yeah, it was great.
And then, I mean, this was pretty much concluding the night. We may have stopped at another trick-or-treat spot, I think, on the way out, because there is that one over there that I believe we did after Splash Mountain. But we were pretty much still wrapping up around midnight.
we were just kind of trying to head out. And then, no. When we were getting on Splash Mountain, which I wouldn't have minded seeing the horsemen ride again, because we were so close to where they start.
Parade. Yep.
But while we were riding, it was super cool because the second parade was going off. So you heard a bunch of things. And then, we were on our way out to head home.
And then it was even one of those nights where we're getting back out to the bus stop and it's pretty much like, oh, it's here. Let's get on a bus and go back. Because I will say there are nights that you can get you're leaving at 12 along with a whole lot of other people, and you can wait an hour or something for a bus, or you can't get on the first bus or the second bus because it's so crowded. And this just ended a perfect night. And when I don't know that this was still sold out because they had refunded a bunch of tickets. There were cancellations. They resold tickets. When you looked around, standing for Hocus Pocus, standing for the parade, standing for the fireworks, you were like, oh, this is sold out and then some.
Yeah.
Yet somehow the longest we waited for anything was Space Mountain prior to the party starting.
Correct.
We chose not to worry about meet and greets. Those definitely had some longer looking lines, but it just wasn't one of the things on our list to accomplish.
Yeah, we did pass by where we asked Arizona, like, do you want to stop? And we stopped at one point for Jeannie and Jasmine.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, Arizona, she's 7. She's not dumb. She's very smart. Where she stood there for a little bit and then was like, no, I'm good. She knew how long that line was going to take. And by the way, we also rode the carpets, and okay, I got wet more on that than I did Splash Mountain.
That's funny.
Stupid camel was spitting like the whole time.
That's right. We did do that as well.
Yes, I just remembered that because because we stopped by, and we also went through the tiki twice.
Yes, we did for candy.
Yep.
Because that's the tiki room. Chana Tiki Room is set up for candy.
That's how good this trip was.
I'm telling you, the only reason I would put some of our other parties ahead of this one is because we had the girls with us and we went, all out in our costumes.
Correct.
But as far as what we were able to accomplish, the ease of stuff, the everything, this was my absolute favorite Halloween party we've done. And I loved it. I can't wait to do it again next year. We may look at next year saying, you know what, we're not going to worry about opening night. We're going to wait a little, and we'll go to a later one. I don't know. We'll see. We were very lucky and very fortunate that we got to go twice this year. That was certainly not a plan, and maybe we do plan it next year, but we'll just kind of see. So that ended off our spectacular Friday evening. We went back to the room about 1 a.m. And the next day, we were going to have the after hours event, which was the DizCon Give Kids the World event that evening. But we were going to go ahead and go to Animal Kingdom for a little bit, hop to Hollywood Studios. So we headed over to Animal Kingdom and rode Dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of those ones where, like, as we're arriving, and we got there a little bit later after opening, like got there like 10 or something maybe. And it's one of those you're looking at and you're like, oh, Dinosaur is 5 minutes. And then you get a little closer and you're like, oh, it's 10. Oh, it's 15. Oh, it's 20. Oh, it's 25. And when we got in line, it was actually going out to the outdoor but still covered queue. But I still don't think we waited more than 15, 20 minutes or something, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't bad. From there, we actually wanted to play some of the carnival games.
We did.
So we stopped by the Restaurantosaurus Lounge first to see Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have been into Restaurantosaurus Lounge, you probably know who Jimmy is, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
Because usually he'll see the kids and he'll offer them a cup for a free soda. But he's one of those just incredible cast members. I think he lives there. I don't know that we've ever been inside of there that he wasn't working.
Yeah, I agree.
And so one of the things I've been getting a little bit into is bourbon and whiskey drinks. It's just something I'm finally trying.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the Carnotaurus Meteorus. And this was $13, which is not bad at all for a Disney cocktail. I hate saying it, but it's true. This is a bourbon sour. It includes Jim Beam, black extra aged bourbon, lemon juice, strawberry puree, and a sweet and sour topped with Sprite. This was really, really good. Like, for someone who's trying to get a little bit more into like bourbons and whiskeys, I'm not just going straight up like, pour me a bourbon neat 2 fingers or whatever it is. I'm like, hey, what can you mix this with to make it taste less like bourbon?
Okay.
And this had that kind of oaky, woodsy bourbon taste, but then the strawberry puree, like that sweetness, cut it some.
Okay.
So I really did enjoy this.
Good.
And I would definitely get this again.
Okay.
Here we went to play the carnival games.
Yeah.
So explain the way the carnival games work.
So
we had not played these in years.
No, and you go to a little kiosk that has like pens and other things for sale, and you can buy tickets. They are $6 a ticket, and I didn't notice if you buy like 10, you get one for free. No, it's
I did not see anything say
times
that.
10.
And they bought 6 and it was $36.
Right.
So I know there was no break at any point.
Right.
And one ticket gets you one game.
Right. And we get 2.
It's a
so we
lot.
spent $12.
It's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
We spent $12 and we each got to play a game. So Jeremy felt like that we would do better on the luck games, right? Well, no, you did the rolling ball one.
Yeah, I did the rolling ball one, which is like the racing.
Lucky.
No,
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's little skill involved,
Right.
but there's some. So my thought was, let's go for the skill games. And so I played that.
And you didn't win.
Did not win. You then ended up going for the luck
Well,
game,
because
which is
you
literally like
thought-
just blindfold this person.
Because you thought that would be good for me.
Yes.
So I was like, because I don't feel like I have skills except in hair. And there was no hair stuff going on. So I did. I threw these little balls in.
There's all these colored tubes and holes.
Yep.
And yeah, if you land on a certain color, you get a certain size prize. And you were our last hope.
And I
you were
did
the
it.
last Jedi, and you won
I
a
did
large.
A large. And Jeremy was super excited. And now he is like a child and sleeps with it every night. Mickey.
Do not.
It's in our bed.
It's in our bed, but it's a little Mickey Animal Kingdom. He's wearing an Animal Kingdom shirt and all. He's awesome. I absolutely love him. Thank you for winning that for me. From here, we went on and rode Everest.
Yep.
It's always fun. Not a long wait. I think we maybe waited 10 or 15. The line was moving the whole time very well. And then you had to get your ice cream.
Yep.
And
Because I didn't get enough on the Wish.
that is correct. We did discuss that. So which did you go for this time? That was the specialty sundae.
They actually had a Yeti Sundae, which looked super cool. It was chocolate soft served, topped with vanilla soft served, and blue cake crumbles, sugar, and sweet snowflakes, and a chocolate Yeti image, which was actually a white chocolate Yeti image for $5.99, $6. So I was like, I actually don't mind the chocolate, but I was like, can you just do all vanilla? And she was like, yes. So I actually got that with all vanilla, and Arizona and Karen actually shared the white chocolate Yeti image and ate that. And then I just was very happy with my ice cream.
It's so
But
good.
Karen
that really is
shared
some of the
it
best
too,
ice
and
cream.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
And I like ice cream when you have stuff in it, like the sugar and the sweet snowflakes. It gives it a crunch to like balance out the
Yes.
actual soft serve. So always very, very good there. From here, we were going to head to Hollywood Studios. Wanted to ride Tower of Terror.
Yep.
And I was like, do you guys mind if we take a bus instead to Riviera? We'd love to stop, see our friends at Bar Riva, grab a drink. We'd love for you guys to meet them. And so we did that. So we hopped on a bus to Riviera.
Yep.
And I was like, from there, we can skyline over to Hollywood. They're like, that's great. So we go to Riviera. And of course, Chris and Marcy are working.
Yep.
And we were a bit hungry. I was actually thinking about getting one of the pizzas from Primo Piatto. If you've not heard us talk about Bar Riva in the past, then you are probably new. But you can get the full Primo Piatto menu at Bar Riva along with the Bar Riva menu. So Chris lets us know that there is some new menu items coming here in mid-month. They're currently serving them though now.
Yep.
So we're going to let you in if you're going in the next week or two, and this is not on the menu yet. We're going to let you in on 2 incredible dishes. But first, I had seen, I think Chris had posted on his Instagram a couple weeks ago, the Il Tramonto drink that they have.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks really good. And he responded, I was like, you've never had this? I said, no, I'll get it next time. So I went ahead and ordered it.
Yep.
So this is Tito's Handmade Vodka, Aperol, St. Germain Elderflower Liqueur, Minute Maid Premium Lemonade, Turmeric, Pomegranate, and Orange for $14. Really, really good. Super refreshing. This is perfect on a hot day. This is perfect sitting at Bar Riva. The breeze is blowing. I would recommend this drink very much. Let's talk about the first new menu item, which we did not get.
Nope.
But they do have a salmon served over an orzo. I think it has some fresh veggies. And Chris said this is more like a meal. It's like $25, so it's a little expensive.
Oh, wow.
But he said it's absolutely incredible.
Okay.
What was the first new dish that we got, Rhonda?
Is this pronounced burrata?
Yes, this is the burrata.
It was so good. So it is this giant piece of homemade mozzarella.
Well, it's burrata. It's the cheese. It is very similar to mozzarella.
It's not mozzarella?
Yeah, but I believe it's made with additional cream, so it gives that like outside, I hate to say it, it's a cheese skin. It's got the cheese skin. But then inside is super duper creamy. But it has that flavor of a mozzarella with a little bit, I feel like, extra kick of kind of salt and a brininess. But yeah, burrata is what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did this come with, though?
Well, and this is what's funny because this is why I think it was mozzarella, because it comes with these beautiful, probably beef tomatoes cut.
Yeah, either beef or heirloom
They're
tomatoes.
so pretty and so good with balsamic all drizzled over it. And I do believe there was some
Cracked pepper on there.
Yes, and the green leaves.
There's a bit of arugula.
Oh, it wasn't basil?
No, I don't think so. I think it was arugula that was underneath. I was trying to find out the exact menu description, and I could not pull one out of anyone at this time. But I believe it was arugula, and then it is served with 4 pieces of sliced
big
and
bread.
like grilled focaccia as well.
So good.
This was really, really
like
good.
All that together, just add it all together,
Yep.
Eat it all together. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, take the burrata and spread it on the focaccia.
So good.
Put a little bit of the arugula on top of that.
Mhm.
And there's olive oil drizzled as well. And again, the cracked black pepper. And then take a little slice of that tomato and put it on top. This was so good. Again, super duper refreshing, very light. So you're hopping over to Hollywood Studios. You're about to ride Tower of Terror. You don't want something big and heavy on your stomach. Like if I had ate a whole meat pizza flatbread, which I probably would have because I was very hungry at this point. What was the other item on the menu that we got?
Arancini.
What kind, though?
Mushroom.
It was. It was a mushroom arancini.
With a homemade tomato / dipping sauce with it, which is so good. And yeah, they're little arancini fried balls and with some grated fresh cheese on top, and there's about 4 of them, I believe.
4 or 5, I think. Yeah. And
4 or 5. Very good.
The mushroom, it's not as though these were chunks of mushroom.
Nope.
I feel like it was a little bit more of just very tiny diced mushrooms inside. Rice and everything cooked inside perfectly. Nice crunch on the outside. And then this house-made marinara tomato sauce was so fresh and flavorful.
So good.
I mean, if you've ever just taken a can of like crushed San Marzano tomatoes that you get at the store, there's not much you have to do with that.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much what this was. With a little extra flavoring and all. It's so good.
Homemade more better.
I don't know, but I loved it.
Yeah,
I love these, and I would get both of these dishes again and again.
Oh, 100%.
Now, do not fret. From our understanding, we were told
that nothing's going away.
That nothing is going away. These are additions.
Yes.
So your brie and the puff pastry is still going to be there, which was my concern. Immediately, I said, wait a second. If these are coming on, what's going away? And he's like, nothing. So if you didn't already think Bar Riva was worth getting over to, it even is more so now. And our friend John Self stopped by this past weekend, and he got to see Chris and Marcy, and he ordered.
Awesome.
I know he ordered both of these, right? And so I'll be very interested to see his overall thoughts when he writes those up. So excited for that. So from there, we did go ahead and head over. Hollywood Studios, our main thing to do was to ride Tower of Terror. This was one of those combinations, because we know there's several different combinations of drops and all that stuff. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if it's the same one you and I had that time, but this was such a good combination. It felt like it lasted forever.
Which that's where I'm like, okay, come on, I'm done. But I actually had my patch on because of the after hours, so I was fine. But I was kind of like, all right, I'm done.
So on the way out in the gift shop, I saw the Funko Pop Town Walt Disney World 50th Tower of Terror Funko.
Were you so excited?
Very. So your little tiny Tower of Terror, your gold Mickey, and he's got the hat on, the bellman hat, or the bellhop hat, I should say. We already have the Cinderella Castle 50th with the Mickey. I can only assume that we're going to get a Spaceship Earth. And that we are going to get a Tree of Life. And I've never been so excited about any sort of memorabilia in my life. I cannot wait. Question I have, I actually asked this out on Twitter today after we did some shopping this morning. What, and you can respond on social media or whatever after you listen to the episode, what is a non-standard souvenir that your family collects? Because I realized today ours is blankets. Like we collect blankets, which I don't think is very standard. It's not your pins and your buckets and your sippers and your Funkos and your
because we always use
clothing.
them like all year round.
I know we do. But
I
we
have
have
my
so many
house
blankets
that drops down to 72 every night, and if I'm
We
not
get
wearing
cold.
pants, I am putting a blanket over me watching TV, and I absolutely love it.
And we found one today at Marshall's that it's a little red truck, like out of a Hallmark movie with a Christmas tree in the back. And who's driving?
Mickey Mouse.
It's amazing. All right. We're going to close this one out, and we are going to talk about the Epcot After Hours Party. This was going to be a part of DizCon. This could have been a separate purchase ticket, though. You didn't have to go to DizCon. You could purchase this separately. You could go to both, whatever you wanted. But Rhonda, go ahead and let them know. So, well, I'll tell you. So tickets were $199.99.
Yes.
And there was a lot of great deals going up. We were presented an offer for our listeners for 50% off with a certain code. Most of the vendors were. So you were able to purchase tickets at $100. And every ticket purchase, though, and this is the most important part, included an $80 tax-deductible donation to Give Kids the World.
Correct.
That's the whole reason this thing is happening. That is the main reason it's happening. It's the only reason it's happening. What was going to be included, or I should say not was, it was included. What is included with this After Hours, Rhonda?
So actually there are a few rides that you are able to ride, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That's Test Track, and that is Mission Space. And then you have entertainment at World of Discovery. You have character meet and greets. You have enhanced dessert offerings. And those were really good. Those were really
So this was running 10:30 to 12:30 in the morning. We got there 8-ish because we're going to meet up with a bunch of folks that were going as well, and we wanted to get a spot and watch Harmonious.
Yes.
Which we got right up front there at the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely loved that. And then we made our way over to get checked in.
Yes.
What were some of the meet and greets that were available?
So some of them were, you had Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, you had Mickey and Minnie, Pluto and Goofy, Stitch and his 626,
Star-Lord and Gamora.
Star-Lord and Gamora. What's the one I'm thinking of? Max and...
Oh, Powerline.
Thank
you.
There's
Powerline. And even Mickey and Minnie were in their Test Track suits. And then Donald, Goofy.
Donald, that's right. And his
all
space...
space suit. That's right.
Space suit.
So these were very rare meet and greets.
Yes.
There were dessert stations. So basically you have all of World Discovery. That's the section that is blocked off to everyone.
Yes.
And you have dessert stations throughout. There are drink stations with some included beverages as well as some alcoholic beverages that were available for purchase. Walk us a little bit, I guess, through the night. Overall thoughts of this event.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think a lot of the cast members and some people were just a little discombobulated and confused.
Yeah, especially when it came to the meet and greets and where exactly they were and where the lines were for them, correct? Yeah.
Yes. Because once we got checked in, things didn't start opening till 10:30 because like I said, this starts at 10:30. Or as Jeremy said. But so we were in this long line, and at one point somebody was like, okay, Chip and Dale, follow them. Well, Alex and Allie ran off for Chip and Dale because that's all Alex wanted to see. Well, it was Powerline Max.
Yeah.
So that was confusing. Then we were in a line and I'm like, I want Stitch. I don't I know, I'll see Donald if I need to, but then Donald was over there where I'm like, Rachel, there's Donald. And there was nobody. I was like, I'd go.
Right.
So, and then Chuck and I were like, okay, so I started I'm just like, okay, at this point I just started asking. And then somebody said, that looked very important. He knew exactly where Stitch was. And he was like, he's right over there. And I was like, awesome. Went in the line, not a long line at all. And oh my gosh,
that's probably one of my top 5 meet and
amazing.
greets that we've had.
I love him so much.
We were showing him our tattoos,
and he was
and he's
so
super
happy.
excited. And
I
it
said
was
my
really
dog's
cool.
name is Stitch.
Yeah.
So then after that, we're going over actually to get some desserts, and there was some fruit with some sweet sides that you could put on. There was some Give Kids the World cookies.
The cookies were really good. I ended up
They
having
were.
one of the cookies.
There was a key lime Mickey tart, which was super good.
Yep.
There was some macaroons. There was cupcakes. Lots of macaroons, actually. I didn't get those, but I did get the tart. And then there was this like donut and marshmallow
I missed that one.
station where they were heating it up and then putting it all together. And I think Chuck got that. I was like, all right. And I'm like, I wasn't totally hungry for this because I'm not going to ride Test Track because I can and I like it. But let's be honest, we all love Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ride Mission Space, even though I have my patch on either side.
Yeah.
So the only character meet and greets I wanted to see was Stitch, which I did get to see. And then I really wanted to see Minnie and Mickey. And like, I got some awesome pictures. Like I was dancing with them and I got pictures of just myself with them. And then we got pictures of all of us.
Yeah.
And that was super fun. And then at this point, unfortunately, I mean, we didn't have that much long because we do think this needed to be longer. But at this point, I'm like, I'm done. And I don't need a bunch of desserts. I did have a few, which was fantastic. But I was like, I want to go ride Cosmic. I want to hope that we get September.
That's what we're here for, right?
So we go, and what was our first song, babe?
Well, first of all, you said what was our first song, which means that we wrote it more than once.
Yeah, we did.
I know. And our first song was September.
Were you so excited?
So number 6 marked off. This was our 12th ride overall, and we finally completed all 6 songs. Super excited for that. And then we got off and we got back in line.
We did.
And we got Disco Inferno. And then we got off and we got back in line. And we got Conga.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
which were all great songs.
Oh, wonderful. The second 2 rides, we did have some delays.
Yes,
slightly.
Yes.
But no, not like breakdowns or anything, just slight delays. So, yeah, we rode Cosmic Rewind 3 times in a row. It's absolutely incredible.
And it was kind of funny because we were surprised that they were go ahead and doing all of the pre-show and everything. I would have liked to have just everything been open and we could have just kept... I would love to know the percentage of people that attended the party that had done it before compared to the people that were like, we have not been able to do Cosmic Rewind. It's a big reason we bought, tickets to the party because we're pretty much guaranteed it. Like, that makes sense.
That would be interesting. So maybe there could have been a bypass section, but then you got to deal with all that junk. So it makes sense, but it is a lot when you got to go through all the pre-shows 3 times in a row.
And it was funny because literally when I was in line for characters and stuff, I mean, you saw a ton of people in line for Cosmic.
Yeah.
And I think that was their goal. Let's get this done the first and then we'll meet and eat.
And that's what we should have done.
And that makes sense. And it was fine. But I was fine because I've wrote it 11 times prior, right?
Yeah.
And then the 12th time we finally got September, which, I mean, 6 out of 6, well, it's not bad or whatever I'm trying to say. So again, this was I've ridden it 11 times prior. So I've never seen Stitch 626. So I was super excited.
This will go back to my biggest mistake on the Disney Wish, which was not planning. And again, it was one of those where we
almost planned this one though.
Well, but we had a big group and it wasn't, because now that you say it, you're right. I should have devoted the time to meeting characters that you can't meet, to saying, you know what? Let's meet Star-Lord and Gamora, because when will that happen again? We'll ride Cosmic Rewind again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
we did not meet them.
No.
Jeremy started to stand in line, but then they had to go.
Yeah, they were taking a break.
And then
which is another hard one. I totally understand they need their breaks and all of that, but when it's only 2 hours long, you would think there could be 2 hours straight meet and greet. So it just, it was one of those things. I do think that we failed on a part of planning and deciding again what were our priorities, because I would have put meet and greets ahead of Cosmic Rewind. But by the time we got to Cosmic Rewind, it was like, oh wait, we can ride it again. And then it was kind of like the night was over. So one of the highlights I thought that was really cool is I broke off after Stitch because I wanted to go and see if I could hunt down some folks like Panda and Pete Warner and Craig Williams and all from the Diz. And I knew Tony Baxter was going to be there because I walked right past him at Coronado Springs and I should have said hello and I didn't. And then I knew he was going to be at the party that night. But as I was walking around looking and heading towards desserts, I was wearing my Be Nice to Cast Member shirt and somebody was like, Jeremy? And I was like, yeah. And I turned around. It was Denny Sunderly, formerly of the Diz, now with Give Kids the World. Awesome person. It was so neat to finally meet her and chatted with her for a minute or two. And she's one of the reasons, folks like her and Omar and Steven are the reason that events like this are happening and Give Kids the World is happening. And they're so successful in everything they do. And in the end, that is what this night was all about. They raised a ton of money for Give Kids the World. And there's fantastic. Like nothing better than that. Mm-hmm. And so it would be neat if this was a little bit longer, but does it really matter in the end? No. And we did ride Cosmic Rewind 3 times. It was still cool.
Stitch?
That Stitch was amazing.
So
out of my top 5 meet and greet experiences, do you know what 2 take up 4 of those spots?
Dr. Facilier.
He would be the odd man out. He would be the 5th.
Well, okay, then
3 different characters take up my top 5.
Tiana?
Yeah, Tiana's one of them. When we met her on the Wish,
and
then when we met her, I don't think it was a Halloween party. It was when she was meeting over there near Liberty Square, under that gazebo at times.
Oh yeah,
those 2. The time that, I think that's when you went home early. So I apologize. This is in my top. I think I took the girls on the day we were leaving. You had to go home early to work or do a wedding or something.
Stitch.
And I met Stitch, and I believe it was Lacey was holding a Stitch stuffed animal, and he ran up to her and stole it from her. And then this Stitch, and then any Dr. Facilier is up there. So those are probably my top 5 meet and greet moments amongst 3 different characters. So that's pretty good. But this was another fabulous trip. If you are wondering about this weekend's Disney trip that we had coming up, we unfortunately made the tough decision to cancel. We did not head down this weekend. We had been gone and traveling 4 out of the last 5 weekends. And just mentally, physically, financially, we decided we were going to take a break this weekend. We were going to stay home with the kids, do some things with them. We spent a whole day shopping with Kaylin for her room.
And she was super excited.
Super excited.
Also, we shopped for homecoming because she has that.
I still can't believe that we had to buy a homecoming dress for one of our children. That is crazy. Yeah. So we had a very busy weekend doing those things, but
we had a great day.
Yeah. We do have some really cool topic style episodes coming up. Lots of good trips are still coming up here. November, December are going to be very, very busy. We did secure, I say we,
Rachel,
big thank you to Rachel for helping us secure a candlelight processional package at Garden Grill for our first ever time to see Mr. Josh Gad, Olaf himself. I put it out there before with Neil Patrick Harris that I'd wear a suit, and I wore a suit. I'm putting out there that I think I might try and Disney bound as Olaf for Josh Gad. Okay. So I have to come up with what that would look like. So if anybody has ideas, I mean, you could do like an Anna bound, maybe.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, let us know if you would like to see us bound as Olaf and Anna to go see Josh Gad for December 10th. And that's the same weekend we're going to go see Blue October. We are going to stay at the Wyndham Garden section over there in Disney Springs. So we'll be excited to bring that information to you because everybody knows we love that hotel and the regular tower portion. So a lot of good stuff coming up there. Go ahead and head to mainstreet16.com. We are less than 4 months away from our charity challenge weekend. We've all going to benefit Give Kids the World. We're super excited to work with them again for this second year for this now yearly annual event. This is going to be the first weekend in February. On Friday, we have a really cool event happening at Stargazers Lounge. This is a ticketed event. You can get tickets now at mainstreet16.com. It is going to include a trivia contest and then a live podcast panel with ourselves as well as Scott and Michelle from the Main Street Mouse. Saturday is the 16 ride challenge. What are those 16 rides, Rhonda? We don't know.
I sure to say, we don't know. They have to
We don't know
put
yet.
them in a
I know. We got to
ball
get Gary to
and-
pull the lottery
yeah,
system,
the
which will
lottery
be coming
system.
up about 2 or 3 weeks prior to the challenge. So again, mainstreet16.com. If you've not done so already, please hit that subscribe button. You get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And as always, we would be super duper thankful if you would leave us a rating and review.
because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.